Well, hi. So, this is the story of how we bought our first little tiny home. And I'm going to warn you now, it ends in a complete disaster. So, if you're new, my name is Gabrielle, and along with my partner Noel, we left our old life behind for this life, the life of nomads. For over a year now, we've been living and traveling full-time on the road in our Volvo station wagon with our 2 cats, traveling across the continent. And now, after many incredible adventures, we've decided to start a new one. One that will give us a chance to do and try some of the other things we're passionate about and want to learn in this lifetime. It wasn't an easy decision because we love this lifestyle, but we finally decided to get off the road for a time. And that's where this story picks up. It started raining. Okay, time to tell this story.
Like, what if we found it so fast?
So this was the moment that we found the ad for a little 1970s caravan that, after looking at hundreds of ads, felt like finding a needle in a haystack. The ad said that it was sturdy, didn't have any leaks, and that they had done some renovations to it already. We had been so stressed for weeks now at this point, not knowing what we were going to do and that we hadn't found any option that appealed to us. Plus, we were starting to run out of time. So after finding this, we called the owner the next morning and asked as many questions as we could think, and found out when he would be available to show it to us.
So both of our nervous systems are just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
I can't believe. Yeah.
I know. So I just got off the phone with U-Haul and we booked the trailer the truck
Yeah.
to possibly pick up our future little cruising hobbit hole. I want to call it a caravan.
Caravan.
Pick
It's
up
a
the caravan. It just feels big and really scary, but it's so cute. I can't wait to see the actual
in person.
And it's absolutely perfect for so many reasons. We will be leaving the day after tomorrow, so it's happening really fast.
Very fast.
We
a lot
found
faster than we thought.
Absolutely. It's all happening really, really quickly. Not just because we found this like 2 days ago and now it's like, okay, go see it, go buy it. But even more so, it's like we decided that this is what we're doing. And now we're going.
In 2 days, we'll go to see it.
My gut says that it's meant to be and that this is the one.
I think so too, but I also am trying to not get my hopes up. Just in case it's
Your
not.
hopes are already up.
Like, talking to myself, like, this might not be it. And that,
yes,
like,
I'm making space for that. We know we are in for a
wild ride.
So it was really interesting because when we found this caravan, there was just this resonance with it. There was like, oh, that's it. That's what we want to do. In my previous videos, I mentioned how many different options we were considering. We had gotten cleared that we needed a break from the road after over a year of living and traveling full-time. We just started to realize that the caravan would enable so many different options for us that we could jump into, and getting some experience under our belt with construction and renovation, which is something I'm really, really, really excited about. In the future, I hope to build, my own home or a tiny home or something like that. If we decided to go back on the road in just a season or so, that we would also always have a place to return to sort of rest or just have a different pace. Or we were even thinking, we could sell our cars and get a truck, and then that becomes our on the road home. And then in addition, we were like, oh, if we do buy some land and we want to build on it, it's a place that we could live while we build. It's just the options were kind of endless. So because we hadn't found that perfect piece of land yet, we knew that we would need a place to be. And it was kind of amazing how as soon as we were clear that yes, we want this caravan, and then deciding like, okay, we're gonna go see it in a few days and we don't have anywhere to put it, that within that time frame like the perfect opportunity opened up, and that opportunity was to be here on the same land as my best friend Hannah, which we loved for so many different reasons. This area is absolutely incredible. It is so stunning. There are mountains everywhere. It's still very wild. It's open, big skies. There's an amazing community, and there's also access to a lot of really good organic food. And of course, like, I personally was incredibly excited. That actually might be an understatement, but to have my best friend as my neighbor, oh my God, it was like a dream come true. And so we negotiated the details with the landowner, who's also a bit of a friend, and it ended up being the perfect fit. Okay, so now it's one day before we go and see the camper. Man, this is gonna be like a lot of buildup if it's not actually our camper. We just got some details sorted in terms of where the camper is gonna be. Yeah, we decided that the area that we wanna be in, that would probably be good to kind of like weed whack it, just so we can also scope out to get like a really level spot. So we have to run to the hardware store and get some stuff for weed whacking. Yeah, so we're gonna be leaving early tomorrow morning. We're thinking like 7 or 8 o'clock. It's almost a 6-hour drive to where it is, and we're gonna be meeting the guy that's selling it at around 7 p.m. So we also have to do a few errands along the way, including getting an oil change for the car that we're going to be taking. It's a whole thing, but it's happening tomorrow.
I'm getting a peppermint patty.
Okay, I lied. I didn't get a peppermint patty. I got a donut. Okay, well, this is a really exciting moment, getting the weed whacker set up so that we can walk over to where we think our little caravan is gonna go, and we're gonna kind of walk the land and get a feel for like where is kind of a nice even spot, and then do some weed whacking to get it ready, because we're leaving tomorrow. And if it's all a go, if it's the caravan for us, we'll be bringing it back Tuesday morning. And so we gotta get everything ready. Cat's inside, coffee going, breakfast, packing. Oh, I gotta go get the laundry.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is where I'm going to need to fill in some of the gaps, because I was so excited and so overwhelmed. There was so much going on that I did film some, but there's definitely gaps in the story. So this is what happened. Picking up the U-Haul. So the reason that we're picking up a U-Haul before we've ever seen the caravan and even know if we're gonna buy it was because the guy that was selling it could only meet us at 7 p.m. when he got off of work, and all of the U-Haul stores closed at 5. I called the store that we were booking with, and I don't know if they made a special accommodation for us, but he was very kind, and I explained our situation, and he basically said, okay, how about this? You pick up the truck before we close, and then if you go and see the caravan and you decide not to buy it, just bring the truck back. I'll take a look at the mileage. And I don't remember if he said, I'll just charge you for the mileage that you drove, or, you know, I'll just cancel your reservation, which was amazing. And that also meant that if we did want the caravan, we could just hook it up to the truck and be on our way. So that's what we did.
Oh my God, it's happening. I'm driving the big truck. So much has happened. I can't even think. Like, my heart is fluttering. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna focus on what's happening, but oh my God.
It should be pretty easy.
Got it.
Oh boy.
I think what I'm feeling is like the only hesitation is fear of just the unknown, but I'm not getting a no about it.
I'm not either.
If it's a shitty experience, then we'll have that experience and we can always get out of it. It's a cool start. All right.
We looked at it, talked to the guy, looked at it more, talked between ourselves, looked at it more. I don't know how long we did that for, but we decided to buy it. And so we paid him, signed all the paperwork, hooked it up to the 20-foot box truck that I was now driving. This was the first time I have towed anything in my entire life. The caravan, 21 feet. And so in total, it was over 40 feet what I was driving. Me. It was crazy. So I was driving the truck that was towing the caravan, and Noel was following behind in the car. So we hadn't even gotten 1,000 feet outside of this guy's driveway where we had our first issue. Noel called me and told me that the taillights for the caravan were not working, which if you've ever towed anything, you know is an absolute no-no, and I'm pretty sure it's against the law because people can't see when you're braking. There's no turn signal. It's incredibly dangerous. We stopped on this tiny little country road, and I was like, what are we gonna do? So I called the guy and I explained the situation, and he was like, oh, you know what? I actually think I have an extra set of kind of external taillights that we can wire in that will work. But the problem was I had nowhere to turn around. It was wild. Anyway, long story short, I ended up getting stuck, and the guy that sold it to us came out with his truck. He had a lot more experience with towing things and turning things around. As you, if you've ever towed anything, you know it's like a science to learn how to back up and turn and all these things. And he was able to turn us around and take us back to his house. And then we probably spent around 45 minutes to an hour getting this extra set of taillights plugged in and set up. And we just kind of MacGyvered it. We just kind of taped them to the back, knowing that they just needed to last the trip home. It was wild. I was really grateful to this guy. You know, he went out of his way to make sure that we could get this all set up and that we were going to get home safely. So we were good to go. And our original plan was that we were going to drive about an hour, hour and a half to a travel center and then spend the night at the travel center and then continue and come all the way back here the next day. But we were only going to drive about an hour that night. So my first experience of towing this massive trailer was down all of these crazy, tiny, windy country roads, which I thought was pretty bad. But then that was followed by going through the largest city in this state that had more road construction going on than I have ever seen. It was a lot. It was really intense. And quite honestly, I'm pretty sure I was running on pure adrenaline. My muscles were so tense. I could not relax. I did everything that I know to do to try to relax my body. I was doing deep breaths. I was kind of doing some breath work. I was like rubbing my chest, trying to calm down my nervous system, but I could not. My system could not calm down. It was so intense. So while I might seem calm in this footage, it was not. Oh my god. We just got to the travel center. I am shaking. I like couldn't. That was insane. That was awesome, but that was insane. The travel center was incredibly seedy and really sketchy. And at this point, it was already 11:30, if not midnight. We were so exhausted. Okay, so we are definitely not staying here tonight. I had to run into the bathroom, and there were like 3 ambulances, a whole police squad, firefighters in the travel center. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but they said it was not safe to go in there and that there was an incident with some people. I don't know. And then too, there's a lot of really creepy situations here. So holy cow. Got some food, got some water, went to the bathroom, and now we're gonna head to the next place. This was actually incredibly stressful. We were so exhausted and so overwhelmed. And then on top of that, when we started looking for another place to spend the night, we couldn't find anything within a 2-hour range. Finally, we found something on iOverlander that was a little bit out of our way, but it was the only option we had. It was an hour and a half away from where we were, which was not ideal because of how exhausted we were, and it meant that I would have to drive more in the dark on this huge highway. But also, the reviews on iOverlander said that the locals don't like people parking there. It basically just said that it was a pull-off off the side of a road. And there was also, and this was kind of key, there was no mention of whether or not the ground was level. But at this point, it was our only option. So I sucked it up, and we drove some more.
We get to clean it up and make it however we want. It needs a lot of work.
It really does.
But we have a place to be.
I hope we don't freeze. I think if we get a wood stove, we're gonna be
toasty
super
roasty.
Toasty
roasty. I can tell I'm asleep, but not very well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should get up really early.
Yeah, like 6. The right way, so no turning around or anything. Let's get to it.
Okay. Wow. What'd you find? Safety pins? Oh my god. So the door is broken, some context. Security for the night. That is, it's not gonna do anything. What did you add?
Campfire roasting steak that I bent. Works.
Kind of. I mean, it'll keep the door closed.
Yeah.
That night, I don't think I slept a wink. I could not relax. It was really loud. There were cars driving by. We couldn't lock the door. You know, it was a totally new environment. My nervous system was already incredibly maxed from everything that had happened. I couldn't believe that we had bought it. It was just, I did not sleep at all. We made it through the night.
Made it through the night.
Okay, well, this is where we spent the night last night. All right, day 2. Oh. So day 2 of driving, we still had about 5.5 hours ahead of us before we got home. So driving during the day made a huge difference, but day 2 of driving was by no means necessarily easier. We still had to drive on some really major highways, but mainly and also we had to go over a few mountain passes, which also included going down the other side, which had really steep gradients, which, if you've ever towed anything, you know is a thing. There were definitely a few adventures.
Whew. So we're stopped on the side of the road. It's been an interesting drive. The door to our little hobbit hole camper keeps blowing open. So it was amazing though. We just like randomly pulled over and there was, I don't even know what that is. It's like plastic.
It's like a plastic tie down for a box.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just on the side of the road. I was like, we can use this. And we were able to tie it.
It's been a series of MacGyvering.
Yeah, so much MacGyvering. I think I'm finally getting the hang and the feel of it.
I say you got it.
It's terrifying.
You've driven through a big city. You've gone on a 7% grade downhill.
But I feel like I got the hang of it now.
I think the worst is over.
Yeah. So now we're just trying to decide if we should go. We were gonna take a long way around.
That's more gradual.
It's like more gradual, but there is a mountain pass that we can go through.
But it's pretty straight. Like, it's not super bendy.
It's one lane though. It's nice having 2 lanes because then I don't think about people behind me because I know they can just pass. But it would save us an hour.
To an hour and a half.
To an hour and a half and a lot of gas. Gas is crazy expensive. We filled up at half a tank and it cost $89. And it's unleaded. It's not like
it's the lowest grade.
Thing.
Yeah. Just take it slow, move at your own pace.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do that if it's gonna save us a bunch of time.
Yeah.
I am so proud of myself right now. Doing something that I've never done before. Being scared, but trusting myself and just doing it anyway. And just launching into this complete unknown, this complete unconventional life with this trailer from the 70s. You know, it's like, I don't know how that's gonna turn out, but I feel so good. I will never, ever, ever complain about somebody towing something and going slow. Ever. I'm sorry to everyone who in the past I have ever thought a negative thing because you were towing something. I take it all back. I take that karma onto me because, oh my God. Okay. I've been singing to myself to try to keep myself calm. And literally, it's nonsense. There's no song that I know. Like, I'm literally just singing whatever comes to mind. The last song I was singing was, oh, if I were a beaver in the Rocky Mountains, how I'd be a happy beaver in the Rocky Mountains. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm losing my mind. Oh my God, the road. Ah! Oh! Oh my God! You feel every single tiny bump. Oh my God. Alright, coming to a very steep downhill soon, so I'm not gonna film anything. I can't believe I'm doing this. What am I doing? What are we doing?
Okay. So this is the part of the story where everything fell apart We were probably only about 10 miles away from here. And I noticed that the door to the caravan was flapping around again. I guess that the plastic tie that we had tied had fallen off. And so I pulled over to the side of the road. And then this happened.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Look.
Oh my god. Wait. How that happened?
I have no clue.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.